Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So we're about to round up the latest news in the world of boxing. You already know how we do it. And I'm starting off here with the heavyweights. We got Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. The rematch for the WBO is apparently going to be set for October the 17th at the Co-op Arena in Manchester. And obviously, I'm not going to lie, like the first fight, I'm going to say straight off the bat, I think the first fight, I believe I did go with, I felt like Fabio was gonna win. Like I'm a guy, I don't like picking against Fabio Wardley anymore, man. I feel like he's shown too many times in the past that like he's always gonna find that equalizer or just find a way just to dig a fight out of the depths in it, like we've seen him do with what's his name, Justice Hooney in it. Do you know what I mean? So like we've seen him do stuff where it's like, alright, cool, like he's got a lot of. We all know he's got a lot of heart. We all know he's got a lot of punch power, and we all know somehow, some way, regardless of his amateur background, this that, which I even think is even a bit of a tired narrative. Not that his story's tired, but a narrative of like, oh, or excuse for my bad. I feel like Fabio doesn't use his background as an excuse. Like it's just part of his story, innit? Like regardless of his background, amateur-wise, like his lack of amateur background. Sorry, like he still finds a way to somehow claw a fight in it. I mean, like claw the victory in the fight. So I didn't even pick against him in the first fight in it. But this second fight, I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like obviously I don't know how severe the physical damage really was, because we know Fabio is a guy that he always cuts quite easily. Like he's got a reoccurring cut that always opens on his nose. He cuts like quite easy around his face. He's got one of the kind of faces where he just cuts every time he fights, innit? So he always has like a bloody face more time anyways when he fights anyways, innit? But the beat down he took against Daniel Dubois felt a bit different. Like this one felt a bit like, it felt like thunderous, like it was just ramrod jab after ramrod jab, and he was just landing in my man's face constantly. Do you know what I mean? Like he didn't have any way to really like negate what Daniel was like bringing towards him. Even though he did drop Daniel in the first, what I think it was the first 10 or 20 seconds, and I think he dropped him again in round 2 or 3. That was the only real success he had in the fight. Like up until I think the fight got stopped in the 11th round. I think 11th or 12th. I think it was 11th. That was the only real success he really had in the fight like that. You know what I mean? Like he caught Daniel a couple other times, but it didn't really have like an effect like the two knockdowns did. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he took a real beating in that fight, and I don't know if the amount of time that's passed. I think that fight was in May. Was it May or something? The amount of time that's passed is enough time to shake off them potential demons that he might have acquired, that might be lurking in the back of his head from obviously the damage he took in that Daniel Dubois fight. Cause obviously he's shown a lot of heart, but it's like when you show a lot of heart and you still get beat down like that, it's like it might take away. It's like it probably does take away something from you. Like not just like your mentality, but just a bit of your mojo. It might take something away from your spirit a bit, like from your soul. Like the man just. Do you know what I mean? Just relentlessly, and you had no answers for it. There's nothing you could do, and you're throwing your best shots, you're giving all you can, showing so much heart, and it just wasn't good enough on the night. Obviously, that's the first time Fabio's been on the end of a loss in it. So like we don't know how he's gonna bounce back from that. Obviously, he did have a draw with Fraser Clark, and he managed to. I think he fractured his jaw or something in the rematch. Like he was crazy in the rematch. So he might be able to do something like this again. Do you know what I mean? Like it's possible. Like he might be able to do something like this again, where it's like, yo, he comes back and he's reformed and refined and just ready for the task at hand. But the only thing is, how much new skill can Fabio really acquire from the time that he had that first fight to this fight that's meant to be scheduled in October, to really negate what Daniel was presenting that had so much success in the first fight? Do you know what I mean? Like how much can you really learn? How much new can, like, do you know what I mean? I say, like, how much new stuff can you really learn? Obviously they can watch the fight back and look at where he went wrong and this and that and blah 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 and work on this and work on that. But it's like at the stage that Fabio is at, it's like Fabio's Fabio. Do you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much. Do you know what I mean? Like it's really gonna improve in that time. Obviously, you're still going through the actual physical and mental scars of the fight as well. On top of that, and having to learn, like I don't know, but we'll see. I just think right now, I probably would. I can't lean towards Fabio like I was leaning towards him in the first fight. I just feel like there's just too much. There's too much he has to overcome, like do you know what I mean, to actually get the victory in it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he can't do it, because Fabio's a guy that, like I said, I don't like betting against him. I'm not a better man, but I don't like betting against or picking against Fabio Wardley. But this one, it just feels like it might be just a tad bit too much. A tad bit too much in it, but we'll see in it. Obviously, there is a bit of switcheroo going on in Daniel's camp. Obviously, I don't know how much this is going to affect the fight with Sam Jones leaving the camp. Obviously, he was like kind of Daniel's spokesperson, and now he's left the camp saying obviously they've parted ways and this and that and blah blah blah. And obviously with Fabio Wardley, he had a guy called his name's I think is Mike Offo. I think that's Fabio's manager, and obviously he's like Fabio's spokesperson. So in the previous fight, and obviously the lead up and whatever, Sam Jones and Mike will kind of like go at it and like, do you know what I mean, like back and forth this and that. So in the pressers, like Daniel will say his bit. Fabio will say his little bit, and then obviously the main, what would you call it, like back and forth dialogues between Sam and Mike in it. So now with Sam being out of the picture, I don't know whether there's gonna be like a advantage to Fabio Wardley and his team. Because obviously now they've got somebody who can be driving home certain points that might get into Daniel's head. But I feel like Daniel's a guy. He's pretty. I mean, once he's zoned in on the fight, he's zoned in. Like, he's just on the I want to fight thing. I don't think he's really even going to be bothered about all that. I don't think he's bothered about that noise anyways, isn't it? I'm going to say we've seen how he wasn't in the last fight. He walked out of like two interviews or something just because he couldn't be bothered with it, innit? I mean, I feel like we've seen what he done in the ring, so he backs it up. I mean, you know what I say? So we'll see in it. I think right now I don't want to pick against Fabio Wardley. I don't want to pick against Fabio Wardley, but I'm not as favourable. I'm not leaning towards him as I was in the first fight. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm gonna say it just depends. It depends on the night. It depends what Daniel shows up on the night. If we see the same Daniel Dubois, it's gonna be a long night for Fabio Wardley. I'll keep it real. But yeah, that's looking like it's gonna be set for October the 17th in Manchester at the Co-op Arena. So moving on, sticking with the heavyweight division, we got our favourite New Zealander, Jospeh Parker, who's officially been cleared to fight again by ukad. Obviously, Jospeh Parker, he had a fight with Fabio Wardley, in fact, when he was, I think he was mandatory to fight Usyk, when Usyk still held the titles. He had a fight with Fabio Wardley, ultimately lost the fight, and then he had returned adverse finding in I think it was his ukad test, I don't know if it's vada, I can't remember, for cocaine. I mean, for cocaine, for the substance of cocaine, innit? And obviously, which is on the banned substances list. By ukad, so obviously he was actually serving a ban, which obviously he never really fully came out and actually said. And no one, don't you think it's so weird how no one really wanted to really cover that story like that? Obviously guys covered it, but not like that. Like guys weren't really talking about it like that, especially when it first happened. Like obviously it was a big news, but the contrast between, even like with Dillian White's thing, I feel like it's so, like that's one thing that was weird about Conor Benn's whole situation. Cause I feel like, I don't know whether it's because Conor was like coming out himself and saying like no and denying it, but it feels like with Conor Ben's thing, like the whole media was all on the same, like going off the same script. But with other people, was like guys don't really want to talk about. Maybe guys are just fatigued about talking about people failing drug tests, innit? Or maybe just because it's happening so much more or seems to be happening more frequently with the bigger names and whatever. So it's kind of like it's not as shocking or as as before. And I thought maybe the reason why the Connors one was more widespread, or people spoke about it more, was just, or had more interest in it, was just because of how everything happened. Cause obviously it's a thing where it was kind of like a cover up kind of thing. I think maybe that's why, like, or people felt like it was a cover up because obviously all the parties involved was aware about it, but they were still trying to go ahead with the fight. It wasn't until it got like someone like kind of leaked the information to the public in it that obviously now everyone was like, cool, we can't go ahead with the fight. Which obviously I feel like happens more in boxing than people realise. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of times maybe like people have failed the drug test, but the actual fighter doesn't even know until after the fight that XYZ has happened, XYZ has happened, innit? But moving on anyways, Jospeh Parker, he's now been cleared to fight. I'm going to read here an article by, I think this is from ESPN. It says, Jospeh Parker cleared to fight. Cocaine finding came from nutritionist. Alright, cool. So heavyweight Jospeh Parker has been cleared to fight with UK anti-doping, so ukad, confirming on Thursday he has served a 3-month ban for a positive drug test. Parker provided the voluntary anti-doping agency VADA with a urine sample in the early hours of October 26 following his fight against Fabio Wardley in London that night. The test came back positive for benzoylactogene, a metabolite of cocaine. After being informed of his provisional suspension in November, Parker asked ukad for time to gather evidence that the adverse drugs test was a result of contamination. ukad said on Thursday that Parker's nutritionist, I don't know, how does that, but how, like, how can you one? Why is your nutritionist on cocaine? One and two, like how does that even? So what? My man just doing a mad thing whilst he's dealing with my man's food and that, and is that like? Cause that sounds mad. But no, yeah, it says ukad said on Thursday that Parker's nutritionist had stated he was a regular user of cocaine. Parker and his team have always maintained the positive test was due to contamination. Parker provided ukad with evidence claiming that the adverse analytical finding was a result of his exposure to cocaine used by the nutritionist he had employed in preparation for the bout on the 25th of October 2025. The nutritionist stated that he was a regular user of cocaine and used cocaine daily in the week leading up to the bout. Flipping out. That's a mad thing still. Like, someone you're employing to handle your nutrition, it's just whiffing it up. Like, just whiffing it. Like, bro's just whiffing it, then touching your thing, then, yeah, we say, yeah, no, good rounds, bro. Just like, yo. But obviously, you would have known that, though. If my man said he's like a daily user of I mean, like, you would have known that, a daily user of cocaine. Come on, man, you would have known that, G. Like, you knew he was blowing it up, but you was calm with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, realistically, even though it's proven as contamination, like, I'm sure, how many years? I'm sure Liam Cameron served like a 3-year ban, something crazy. Why is my man saying just 3 months? Like, 3 months, like, it's just because it's Jospeh Parker. Obviously, man know the game anyways, innit? Like, man know what it is anyways. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's the game, innit? Obviously, he's a bigger name, bigger commodity in boxing, more of a cash cow, someone that can drive or sell more tickets or generate more money, more income for boxing, innit? So, and for ukad, do you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, they're not gonna wanna give him the same type of punishment. You know what I'm saying? So it's understandable, and I get it, innit? I do get it. But 3 months and he's already back, and even the ban wasn't really announced like that. It was kind of like, oh yeah, he's all right. He's not. We're still fighting it, this and that. We're appealing. They didn't want to say like he was actually serving a ban. Like, end of the day, I'm still glad that obviously he's back in the division. Obviously, now that the belts have been fragmented and obviously different people, obviously we got Moses Tam and Hergovic fighting for the belt this month. Who else is a champion? Obviously we got Daniel Dubois, obviously he's taking on Fabio Wardley, October. We got Murat Gassiev. We got Ajit Caballero. Like, there's fights that obviously that he's gonna want to have in it. He's gonna want to try to get his name back in contention in it. So he's a valid player in it. So at the end of the day, in the heavyweight division. So I'm not mad that he's been reinstated and obviously he's been cleared. Like, is what it is. If he's provided the evidence and obviously you kind of happy with it, then it is what it is, isn't it? But obviously I just do think it's unfair that people like Leon Cameron, who just don't have the same amount of profile that Jospeh Parker and the same type of people backing him that Jospeh Parker's obviously got and clearly got. He had to serve a 3-year ban. Obviously, he was actually using it, I believe, but still, though, like, I feel like it's a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, the weight of the punishments is always like different depending on what name you've got in it and what brand you've got in it. But that's life at the same time, isn't it? So moving on to the fight that happened over the weekend over in Leeds between Troy Williamson and Callum Simpson for the British and Commonwealth titles that Troy managed to snatch off Callum in the first fight. I can't lie, I managed to watch this one live. I can't lie, when I say the fight was entertaining, it was entertaining for what it was. It wasn't a spectacular spectacle. Like, it wasn't crazy to watch because I feel like the fight tactics that Callum employed on the night, which obviously proven to be successful and worked, because obviously he ended up getting the win and getting his titles back. It wasn't the most appealing to watch, because it was a thing where he just had Troy on the ropes and they just kind of like working proper up close. So like he was just like near enough basically hugging him and basically like stopping Troy's arm movements. But Troy was also allowing himself to be just on the ropes. Like, he was kind of calm with just fighting off the ropes. And then I felt like, obviously at times I felt like Troy could have done more. I felt like every round, to be fair, Troy could have done more. But obviously, I don't know. I think maybe he just liked fighting on the back foot in that fight. Proved to be his detriment, because I feel like if he had worked a bit more, there was times where certain shots that he landed on Callum that I did, when he did manage to move and get some space between himself before throwing, managed to like actually trouble Callum a bit. Like, you seen his legs stiffen a couple times in a couple rounds. I think maybe round 3. and maybe round 7. I can't remember the rounds fully off the top of my head like that, innit? It wasn't that like it wasn't that type of fight where you remember the rounds like that. But he just didn't work hard enough, innit? He didn't work hard enough. Ultimately, Callum got his titles back. But do I think Callum Simpson is like a world level fighter currently from what I've seen so far? I'm not too sure, but I can't say he's not. I can't say he's not as well, because he's done everything the right way, really. Like, he's went through the ranks, and he's at a point where he's going to be knocking at a door for a world title shot, or, do you know what I mean, or some sort of eliminate or something in it now, innit? So I think we just have to kind of see, but I kind of have to wait and see when he does actually make that step up. But right now, from what I've seen, I'm not overly impressed, but I don't think he's rubbish, and I think he's all right. I think he's all right. I think he's shown that he's got a very good engine as well. I feel like, and he's shown he's got a good mentality as well, because it's not easy to lose the way he lost in the first fight, especially when you're the favorite. Like, you're the person that everyone's thinking you're gonna win easily, or it's not gonna be that much of a troublesome fight for you. Because I think Troy's record prior to that was like, I think like 1-4, something like that. 1-4, 1-3, something like that, innit? So it's like, for him to win in the way he did, like TKO, and then obviously take your belts, and then you managed to come back in this fight, it shows a lot of mental resilience, innit? So at the end of the day, I've got to give him credit for that. But in terms of how he's gonna fare when he steps up to the world level, we just have to wait and see with that one still. I think we just kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Just a quick one, really quick one. Obviously, I'm going to be back again tomorrow. Sorry for the lack of uploads as well. I've just been a bit busy recently, but I'm going to try to pick up the pace in the upcoming weeks. Just try to get back to uploading at least 2 times a week in it. So apologies for the lack of uploads. Need to get back. It's just been my schedule's just been a bit crazy recently, innit? Cause my son's birthday recently. I've been like just doing a lot of back and forth trips and this and that, innit? But gonna try up the work rate again, guys. Get back on that horse, you know how to do it. But yeah, make sure you like this video, hype the video as well if you can, and comment down below. Let me know what you think about Jospeh Parker being cleared and after serving a 3-month ban. Let me know what you think about Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois. Do you think Fabio can avenge the loss and come back in the rematch and get his title back? And what do you think about Callum Simpson? Like, how far do you think he can take it after beating Troy Williamson in his rematch as well down in Leeds? Every single time, though, you know what it is. Love.